You can all see something on your screen.
We can.
From me. Good. Right. Okie dokie. Okay, so yes, thank you for the introduction, Phil. what I want to show you all today is we're going to take a brief look at this now. What you're seeing on the screen is kind of like the sparkly finished product. And then I'm going to show you how we kind of get from the API tool and some of the kind of background works that go on that might be something that you do yourselves, or it might be that I know quite a lot of you have Power BI teams that you might sort of have those discussions, initial discussions of what it is you want to report on and how you would like to create that visually to show to other people within your organisations. So one of the kind of things to kind of highlight with the API tool and the likes of Power BI. So for us, this is a one-way integration. So we're pulling pulling data from LAX into Power BI. So it's one way. There's no data that's going from back into LAX. So the API pulls the data into the data model, which is Power BI, which we can use to analyze and visualize the key insights. You can, I'll show you how we can kind of create relationships. There are various tables that we use from the API tool from LAX and how you can report in them. So if I just show you, this is a published report. So here I've kind of created a contents page by clicking on various items here. If I click on the open claims, that's going to take me into my open claims tab here for us to look at. I'm sure most of you are familiar with how all of this kind of works. But we can see here that we've got a template page, which I'll show you in a bit more detail in a moment. We've got this open claims tab. We can select various items. We can click on various things within, which drill down more into what we've clicked on to look at. So it's just creating a visual representation of the data that you want to report on. In version 5 of LAX, we had under the home and dashboards, we had various dashboards that you could use, which a lot of you used and were put into your reports. And that would create like pie charts, bar graphs, all of those kind of things. But they're not coming over to LAX 6 because of the likes of Power BI and its equivalents. So it's just to show you that you can still create these reports, but you can create them to be exactly what you want them to be and visually how you want to represent the information. Okay, so if I go into the desktop version of Power BI now, if I go back to my overview page. So when you get your API extract, the information will be presented similar to this. So we can see over here on the right-hand side, I've got a few tables that I could look at and use. So we've got our claims tables, and that gives you all of the information, all of the fields that are in LAX come into this page here. The joy of LAX is that everything we have is extracted. It comes through in a quite clear way. So there might be some items that you might want to change the information, the information up here on the top columns. You might want to call them something else, but actually they're kind of all very self-explanatory. So we've got a few tables here. I've just created some relationships. So in here, if we go up to manage relationships, this is kind of showing you how you can. I've just used the claim and policy tables for this today, but it shows you how you can, that information can be between these tables and how you can use them to then report on. So if I just look at this one here, we've got we're using the claim table and the policy table, and we've got a relationship here of many to one, and then we've got the next one down, we've got the policy table and claims with the many to many. But this is all stuff that your kind of your teams will kind of go through with you, and how you can create new relationships. You can edit the relationships that you've had, and you can also delete relationships as well, if you so wish. So there's not really a huge amounts to show you here because all of the information I've pulled through is what I want to see. So it's just to sort of show you how you would build a report. So here, this is where we would start that. So we've got our overview page here, sort of my contents page that I've created. And then I mentioned before about the template page. So it might be that within your organisation, you may have certain, you might want to have your logo displayed. You might want to be using your corporate colours. So this grey area here is called your canvas background, and you can create that. You can have that to be whichever colour you want it to be, or if you have an image that you want to have in the background too. I've decided that I want my title to always be up here on the top left. And so what I can do then, if once you've kind of created your template, you can then duplicate that, and then you can start to build other pages within your report. So if I look here, I've got my open claims that I've created, and I've got my title up here on the top left, and I've got my logo here on the top right. But for some reason, I decided to change my background to white. But I've got quite a lot of information here on the page. We have these slices down the side here, and I've just created these are just ideas that I've had, but in the slices I've got like a status date here, so if I wanted to be more kind of drilling down into specific dates of when information I might want to look at, I can do that here. But it's creating a report so that these are all interactive once you've published the report too. I can be even more specific and drill down here by my year and my quarters within my year. And then I've decided to go with department name, class of business, and cause description. And I've created some graphs over here, which represent. So again, if we click onto this one, we're highlighting the trip defect. And then it's also then showing us the information within the other graphs here for us. Moving on to causes, I decided that from my open claims, I quite like the rounded look of things. So I've moved over to causes, and I've decided actually I'm going to have my slices across the top here, but I've smoothed those off as well. There's different tables here. We've got, we're looking at our injury and cause table here, this stacked bar chart. If I hover over here, I can see that, for example, I've got my injury is head injury and the cause is children's playground. If I'm to click on that, it then changes the information that I'm seeing here. We can also, if we wanted to, we could have a look at, if I just wanted to look at employer's liability within this, that's not, hang on, let me, I go here, and perhaps I just want to look at employer's liability, that changes the information that we're seeing here. There's lots of things that you can kind of create. Claims by area, this is quite a good one here. Don't worry about this visual type is being retired soon, there'll be another one that comes. But here I've decided I want my slices down the left-hand side, going forward. And this is showing us, so within Linux, you've got your postcode and your longitude and latitude information. So using those, we can pinpoint where our claims have occurred. So if I just go to cause description, I'm going to go to accidental damage because that does what I want it to do. That's focused in there on a cluster of claims we have outside the Birmingham area. So it may be that this could be used for perhaps there's a highways discussion to be had. Maybe there needs to be more signage on a road. Maybe there's a particular road or area that suffers from potholes. But this gives you a visual representation of those claims and that there's a cluster. So why is there that there is something happening there? So that can help from a reporting side as well. Just moving on to the overall claims, again, I've gone with the slices down the left-hand side, and we've got on here, we've got cause, we've got some payment information here as well. So if I was to click on employer's liability, for example, here on the payments, that's then drilling down on the information that we've got here. Then I'm just going to nip over to the claims by policy. And this is just to show you all of the pages that I've had so far have been standard, all the same size, but just I kind of wanted to show you that you don't have to limit yourself. You can make the pages be as big, wide, as long as you want them to be. So on this page, I've just been looking at the policies, the claims by policy, with a few graphs there, but I've also used a bit of ChatGPT there to fill in a text box. So it might be that you want to have text that kind of explains to people what they're seeing on the page. if it's something that they're not, overly familiar with, just to give them some more information. And then if I just go back to my word cloud here, last year when I did this it's not PowerPoint, is it Power BI presentation? We had a fish tank. This year I've gone for a word cloud. So if we hover on, say, the 2016, this is claims by policy year. If I click on it, it's letting us know that in 2016 we've got 84 claims. And then over on this side of the page, it's showing us the breakdown of what those claims are. But fear not, if you want the fish back, we can just click on our other visual and they're back. So if we hover over this one, we can see that in 2022, we also had 84 claims. And if we click on that again, that's all here for us. So once you've kind of got your reports created and you know that visually that's how you want it to be represented, all you need to do then is you publish the report, and that will then publish it. It asks you where you want to publish it to within Power BI Online, and then that then creates your report, which you can send off to. So once you've created your report and you've saved it, you can then send it to. You give permissions basically of the people that you want to see it. We've got. I know of one client who creates like a master report and have created sort of the dashboards. And what they've done there within their organisation, they have created within teams. They've created teams. And so only certain people are within those groups, and they just click on that link within there and it takes them into their Power BI report. And yes, that's been very effective on how they're using the application. And that's sort of it, really.
Carrie, sorry, can I ask a question? So some of our clients you schedule these, don't they, as well,
yes.
so that they run at monthly or quarterly. The AI component you mentioned, which was given some context, if it was scheduled, you may not know the answers to this, in which case I apologise. We can find out, can't we, afterwards? But I hadn't seen that before, so that's really interesting. But if you are using AI to put some kind of contextual narrative into the report, if it was scheduled, would it put the same text in as last time, or would it refresh with new text?
Well, the text I've put in is just something that I wrote a bit about, and then I popped it into ChatGPT and said, make this sound a bit better. So no, that text would only be updated if it was from a specific field that you were updating in Lax.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think I get it. All right. Okay. I thought it was some sort of narrative that the system was automatically generating to explain a report. Right. Okay.
No. That was definitely more. Which was that one? Overall, that claims by policy, wasn't it? No, this was just me using this just to sort of show how we could. I mean, it's not a very exciting read, but it's just explaining kind of what you're seeing on the page. But I mean, so say if you were specifically looking at the claim, the claims by area, you have some a bit of blurb here about why it's important to be looking at claims that are in clusters, because why is that? Why are they all there, kind of thing? Because I think from speaking with quite a lot of clients, I think they want to kind of report on certain things to sort of not get a point across, but basically to kind of highlight what they're doing. And so I think when these reports perhaps get sent off to people that don't use the application or don't necessarily understand particularly what it is they're trying to explain, I think it's an opportunity to kind of visually show it, but also perhaps give some information and background behind it.
This is all about risk analysis, isn't it? So if you're able to identify sort of issues and problems, you can then proactively kind of do something to reduce them, so future claims don't arise. And okay, that's interesting. I had another question, but it slipped my mind now. I wonder if anyone else has got any questions in the chat. Have a quick look. No, there isn't. It's just me. On the mapping side of things, so you've got pinpointed particular claims there. Can you do? I'm not seeing it as yet, but can you do thematic mapping? So you kind of shade these map by figures. You kind of, you've seen some charts where you kind of
Yeah.
graduate from sort of red to green as the theme changes. Is that possible?
I would say anything is possible, because what happens is you go into, if I go into the application here, so these are the visualizations here. These are all the ones that kind of come as standard
Yeah.
with the application. But you can then go on, and these ones all down here are all ones that I've purchased.
Oh, you
So,
can buy
well,
them too, can you?
yes. So all of these ones here are, yeah, they're ones. So some of them are free. So this one, for example, the fish is
Yeah.
this version is free. You can upgrade, and then it won't have all of this gubbins down the bottom. But some of them are absolutely free. Some of them you need to pay for. But it just very much depends on what it
Are they
is
all
that you're
produced by
after.
Are they all produced by Microsoft,
Oh,
or you've got third
I'll show
party?
you third party. So if we nip on here, so this is your Power BI visuals, and you can filter by what kind of things you're looking for.
Right.
But say if I was to type in mapping, we've got like this heat maps.
Oh yeah.
There's all
Okay.
sorts of things that you can get. Just some of them you'll have to pay for. That's all.
Yeah.
And some are free. So there are some really sort of funky things out there. It just, it depends, doesn't it? How kind of far you want to take it, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good that people know that you've got quite a kind of broad selection of kind of standard
Yes.
graphical representations. Yet, if you want to get a bit more, I hate to use the word wacky, but just kind of a different kind of view on things, and
Yeah.
you can do that through purchasing additional graph types.
Yes.
That's okay. Brilliant stuff. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole sort of realm of reporting, isn't it, I suppose? But and you'll have people that are experts in it. You might have people that you report to that want a particular way of having that data. I mean, I think it's quite nice that you can have a bit of fun with it as well, because it's generating engagement through creative content, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay. It's interesting as we've kind of touched on the area of AI in terms of your narrative. We have a question from someone here looking at it's understood that the insurance industry has generally fully embraced artificial intelligence in order to automatically perform repetitive tasks to
Oh.
increase efficiency. Can you advise on how this can be incorporated, or how AI can be incorporated when using LACs? Now, I'm not suggesting that we go into a great deal of information about this now, but yeah, you're right. It's a question from a development standpoint
Mm.
that we're looking at, both for the claims solution and also the risk solution, as to how we can offer clients ability to make or take advantage of AI within those two areas. I mean, whenever we talk to people about AI, the biggest thing, isn't it, is utilizing it, as you said there,
Mm.
to kind of fix these, or to solve repetitive functions. So research, looking for precedents, etc., from some legal cases, looking at information from some narrative texts. All this stuff could be applied with both the systems. How we go about delivering that from a development standpoint, we don't yet, or haven't fully decided
No.
what that route might be. I think what we'll probably do is have a further conversation internally, Pedro, and when we've got a better idea as to how that might be approached, we'll then obviously share this, or have input and feedback from clients such as yourselves, so that we're kind of going down the right way. What we don't want to do is be developing some sort of AI function just for the sake of it. It needs to add value. So we just need to determine what that could be.
Mm.
Yes, we're going to send out the recording tomorrow, so you'll have that. Someone else has got a question here. With the data tables that hold the data, are
Mm.
these downloads from LAX, or is the dashboard linked to the LAX system directly? So I think the answer to that would be once you set up the API to query and transform the data from Lax, if you have the scheduling tools in place, then every quarter or every what periodicity you've chosen, it will automatically collect the same data, run the report, and then disseminate it. Is that right?
I don't know off the
Nope.
top of my head. I don't know.
Okay.
Largely, yes.
Okay.
If you have the scheduling tool set up, yes, it will auto update Power BI. But there is also a refresh button within Power BI that allows you to do a manual refresh if you don't have the scheduling set up. So it is connected to the live system, but you can schedule it so it is either constantly live every day, or on manual refresh.
Yeah, thanks, David.
Thanks,
I don't
Dave.
think many of our clients do it sort of daily, do they? I think this is more of a kind of a summarized kind of quarterly, monthly report for people.
Yeah.
So quite a few of them just are happy just to refresh it. I don't think, Dave, you may know, I don't think that Power BI comes with a scheduling tool. You would need to get your own scheduler, I believe. Is that correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah. So there are probably solutions for that within your own IT teams that they might want to use. If they haven't got that, then they would need to, partner or procure a scheduling tool for that. Okay. I think that's it. Okay. Peter says, is this part of the Lax V6 offering? So it's not actually just for version 6. If you've got version 5, you can use the API. All you're really buying is the API, which is the means to extract the data into whatever business intelligence tool you have. But what Carrie's shown you is Power BI, because we're making the assumption that most local authorities will have a license to create and distribute Power BI reports within the business by virtue of your Microsoft licensing. So you'll probably have the skills internally to do what Carrie's done, and you'll probably have the tools in place to do what she's done using Power BI and also to distribute them. So you'll need to check on that. But yeah, all you need from us is just the addition of the API, and then it's your own internal skills. That being said, we can obviously the resources internally that are available to you to create these kind of reports will be held in some sort of central IT team maybe, or information technology subset that are doing this kind of stuff. They're sometimes hard pressed to deliver on what everyone wants. There's quite a lot of demands on them. So if you want us to help kickstart the process by producing some sort of basic reports for you, maybe help set up the API, then we can deliver that as kind of some basic consultancy. But yeah, have a chat with us if anyone's interested in that, and Carrie and I can have a word with you about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it. In which case, thank you, Carrie. It was really good. Thanks everyone for taking the time to meet with us today. Hope you found it useful and worthwhile. Enjoy the coming weekend. Hope the weather improves for us. And as we said, Felicity will be sending out the recording tomorrow. So thanks everyone. Take care.